Hi there, it's Ken with GatheringMagic.com. Here's another matchup with playing on a budget UG Flash. Very keepable hand. Have the Temple of Mystery. First turn to scry away anything but a land. We do want to hit that 4 for Horizon Chimera. Uh-oh. Hopefully this looks like it's going to be another weenie deck, which is our bane. But mono white tends not to be as quick as RG Blitz. So I think we're okay. Plus we have a decent hand. We have the Skylasher to kill off this Judge's Familiar, which is awesome that this actually is relevant. And Cyclonic Rift is really, really, really powerful if you overload it versus the white decks. Because if they can't Brave the Elements, they think they can get in there for that damage. Brave the Elements protection from a color. Use Cyclonic Rift to overload. It overrides the protection, everything goes back to their hand, and you just out-tempo them. So, yeah. Do you know what this deck I think might need, which is definitely worth considering, is an Experiment 1. It just seems like a first turn. I mean, it doesn't evolve that often, though. It'll evolve from Skylasher and Shambleshark, become a 2-2, and it'll take some time to get to a 3-2, to 3-3, so maybe it isn't, but maybe a Dryad Militant. Some sort of aggressive 1-drop, I think, would be great in this deck. As it does seem it needs a 1-drop for the tempo. I mean, card like Delver, of course, would be perfect, but we don't have Delver. It's a good thing, too. I hated that card. All right, let's go ahead and scry away anything but a land. I don't care if it's the best card ever. We're going to put that on the bottom and go from there. We have Skylasher again to kill this Judge's Familiar, or a Shambleshark if we decided to go that route. We'll just see, depending on what he plays. This looks like it's going to be Mono White Devotion, is what they call this deck. They try to get out a quick Elspeth with a Shrine of Nyx. Play cards like Heliod. Some of them play Chain of the Rocks and the Perforos. I've seen some other interesting builds with this. Judge's Familiar tends to be the 1-drop of choice, either that or the 2-1, the protection from multicolored cards, Solar of the Pantheon. All right, so Scry would dissolve and get a dissolve. All right, that's fine by me. Hopefully Skylasher gets in for some work here. Again, I could make the argument of Shamblesharking then Skyslasher the next turn, but I don't think that's the way to go. You could have a Lightning Strike in his hand as well, but Senior Skyslasher will hit the board. And look at this little crab thing. Well, I guess it's an insect, not a crab. He's going to kill this owl. A bird. Okay, we'll go to Declare Blockers. And it could give him protection from green, but yeah. So there we go. Free Death to the Judge's Familiar. Fiend Slayer Paladin, it's a good one. I can always Rift it. I can always Simic Charm. We'll see what happens. We'll definitely attack in with our Skyslasher and give him that option of just... Well, then I'm telling him, I'm basically just... Well, didn't want to see that. So I think I will attack him with the Skyslasher. And of course, this is just, like I said, just totally televising I have a Simic Charm in my hand, but that's fine, because we want to use our mana for a Shambleshark. And the Fiend Slayer Paladin is going to be a bit of a problem, because it's going to gain him some life. But eventually, when we draw into some more lands, I think we'll be golden. The Dissolve, the Cyclonic Rift, depending on what he plays this turn, is how I'll deal with the Fiend Slayer Paladin. So 4 mana, if he Heliodes, I might just bounce it. Again, you could have made the argument that I kept the Skyslasher back, Simic Charmed, but I want to spend mana here. I want a Shambleshark hitting the board. Heliod. Again, I think it's Shambleshark. I definitely think that's the way to go. Still a ways from making Heliod active. I can bounce it next turn. Bounce the Fiend Slayer Paladin. I can bounce the Fiend Slayer Paladin this turn and make him recast it. Temple of Mystery's great. Again, I'm going to scry anything but a land. That we'll put on top. It's a slow land, but it's a land nonetheless. And going to go ahead and attack in here. And I'm actually... Brave the Elements is a thing. So... I do believe I'm going to riff this Fiend Slayer Paladin and slow him down. This is a tempo-based deck. This means his Helo's not going to do anything this turn. It means his Shrine of Nyx is not going to be able to tap for more than it. Yeah, because you have to play it. Yeah, there we go. See, it could have tapped for 3 mana there and put out an Elspeth. So I couldn't quite use the Dissolve. This is going to force him to play the Fiendslayer Paladin this turn. And the Helod is now not active, and he can't activate that Shrine. So I think that was definitely the right move. Again, now I'm going to give him the option. Absolutely going to give him the option to block. Which he smartly doesn't block. I can see him blocking here. I really can. As calling a bluff here. And this will leave Dissolve up. Can't quite Horizon Chimera. But this will get rid of an Elspeth or any other problematic card he might be able to throw out. I'm good on lands now. But yeah, we'll put this on the bottom. I'm okay with drawing anything at this point. And Dissolve is going to allow us to scry as well. I'm definitely playing a Dissolve this turn. I'm countering anything he puts out. The thing about Helo is it can start just pumping out enchantments. Again, Fiendslayer Paladin's a punk, especially with Vigilance now. But Briarpack Alpha is going to be a thing. It's going to be a thing that can eat him alive. He's down to 3 cards. Let's see if Elspeth comes down. He's going to want to get Helod active. Oh, jeez. Well, that is a really, 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 really good one against me. Because now it forces me to Dissolve it. Because if not, he just sacks it. Makes me pay another one. This one's fine. We'll put that on top. I like these Chimeras. But, I mean, now he's going to be able to start throwing out Helio tokens, which is what looks like is going to happen right here. He's going to give a +1/+1 lifelink. That's definitely fine by me. So he's down to 1 card. Briarpack Alpha eats that alive next turn. And again, I can still attack him with both. So it's going to be a very grindy matchup. It's going to be Elspeth that is going to be the tough card for me to deal with. Down to an 11. And I have tons of options here. So let's hope he just completely just draws into a land. He does. And again, he can 1, 2, 3, 4. He can generate 4 mana with Heliod. Put out some tokens, which looks like is what's going to happen. I don't think he risks an Elspeth here. If he does, I'm dead. No, okay, just a 1/1 white enchantment token. They do not have haste. And he's going to do it. Sweet. So hopefully this actually works. Brave the Elements and any sort of lightning strike. Get him out of this. He's going to get a Hopeful Eidolon back. But his Fiendslayer Paladin's dead. And that's really going to take his devotion down. He's got a devotion of 2. Definitely the land flood helped me there. And yeah, he can't really block favorably here. Throw out this Mutavault. I am going to be the aggressive one. See if he decides to block the Shambleshark. At this point, I don't really care. Puts a 2/1 token into play. And let's see what he does. Block. Probably block. And I don't know if I care about keeping my dudes alive. I mean, I could, but then I wouldn't be able to. Well, we could do it. We keep a Shambleshark alive. At this point, I don't care. I still think taking out 2/1s is fine. I don't want to get overwhelmed by him. And this way we can flash in a Horizon Chimera. Having a clue what that one card left in his hand is. It's going to be... We're both definitely down to top deck mode. This Heliod... Okay, so he's drawn way too many lands. I feel for him. Heliod... But lands are fine with Heliod. I mean, he's going to be able to activate... let's see. One... Oh, just one per turn still. Yeah, because these do not have any sort of devotion. And he learned his lesson by now. Plus I have a Mutavault. So everything in my deck flashes. Okay. And a turn wheel definitely. What we need to draw into is a Boon Satyr. But this is going to get me some life. And some going over the top damage. Which I think at this point we just leave Briarpack Alpha back. We'll see what happens here. I mean, we have the Mutavault to block. Another land, which actually is pretty good, because it allows us to Simic Charm and Horizon Canopy. Or Horizon Chimera. I wish it was Horizon Canopy. We'll attack here. I will attack with both. He wants to trade here and here. I'm definitely okay with taking his devotion down even more. Plus, we have a Simic Charm. I think he's just going to throw his Cleric in front of the Briarpack Alpha. Just a Cleric in front of it, which is fine. Again, it's keeping those things down. He's down to an 8. We're at a healthy 15, even if he somehow gets Heliod online. Elspeth at this point doesn't do much. Boros Charm making it indestructible. Well, creature gains double strike. So, you know, I'm okay with that trade. 100% okay with that trade. I don't think I need to try to save my Briarpack Alpha. We're trading a Briarpack Alpha for a Cleric token and a Boros Charm, and that's definitely okay. I'd rather protect my Chimeras. Okay, so again, he's down to 0 cards. We have the Chimeras, the flashing Chimeras, and we're only 2 lands ahead of him, which is 2 cards, though. That is the difference in this game. Ethereal Armor for that guy does absolutely nothing, because we're just going to Simic Charm and return it to his hand when he tries to attack here. And we'll still be able to flash stuff in. Yep, so he gets a 2-1. He actually could have done some... Okay, yep, has 2 mana back. Ethereal Armor. See if he attacks in. He does attack in, but unfortunately for him, we get to bounce it. So again, I'm glad I didn't use that charm. And see if he bestows it on a Cleric token. No, he just plain casts it, which is then going to allow me to flash in another Chimera. Gain 2 life this time. And come on, Boon Satyr. Syncopate. Syncopate's okay. Again, he's just going to keep... So, let's see. If I activate Mutavault, he's got to block, but he just blocks a Cleric token. So I don't think that's the right move. Syncopate at this point is horrible. He's got so much mana. We're going to go ahead and attack in for 6. And he's got really has to top deck into something here. And it's got to be an epic top deck. But again, it can't be that epic, because if it's a lot of mana, I just Syncopate it. So, I mean, it's got the best case scenario is an Ethereal Armor for him, because that gets him right back in this. If he Ethereal Armors, that's a lot of mana. And I'm just going to put an enchantment token into play. And most likely attacking the Horizon, or the Hopeful Eidolon. Just one of them attacking in, that's fine. And yep, he knows he's dead. Alrighty, so onto the sideboard. I do believe Essence Scatters are really good versus this. Negate is okay. Plummet, he doesn't have anything that really flies besides the Judge's Familiar. Sensory Deprivation can be good against the Fiendslayer Paladin. but I don't think that it's 100% necessary. Triton Tactics seems really good. Syncopate, I don't like Syncopate or Opportunity. I don't think we need to go into a grinding match, or even the mainly Dissolves. I know what I'm bringing in the Essence Scatters. I think those work a lot better, and maybe this does leave. Yep, Sensory Deprivation. I'm gonna treat this as a creature deck, and so the control deck package goes out, the creature-based package goes in. Bident of Thassa isn't horrid, but I definitely think this is the route to go. So we'll submit this. We will be on the draw, I am sure. And let's hope it doesn't have a Judge's Familiar first turn. We got Simic Charm, Briarpack Alpha. Definitely keepable hand. We have 2 ways to scry lands we do not want, which we will do. And again, anything that uses any sort of enchantments like the Ethereal Armor, charms are so good. No, not like to mulligan. Let's see if he gets that aggressive drop. He does not. Goes for a Temple of Triumph. And puts the card on the bottom of his library. So didn't like whatever he drew into. He could either be mana flooded or mana deprived. We will go ahead and do the same thing he just did. And put this guy on the bottom. So one unnecessary land gone. Okay, it's going to be a temple war here. Depending on what I draw. Forest. We'll Temple of Mystery again. See if we can. We want this. Absolutely want that. That is going to be our beater. So unfortunately, this does give him information that I cannot counterspell his Fiendslayer Paladin. But, I mean, I can bounce it next turn if I really, really want to. But I'm probably just going to turn Boon Satyr. So he's going to get in here for some lifelink damage. Again, if he tries to put any sort of like double Ethereal Armor on the Fiendslayer Paladin, I will just bounce it. Or Madcap Skills, Ethereal Armor. I'm sure Madcap Skills is in this deck. But I can't just see... Well, Chain of the Rocks is definitely in it. But best case scenario is he goes Madcap Skills, Ethereal Armor, I bounce it, and pretty much that's a concession if that happens. Spear of Heliod. So, yep, that's going to give him some more lifelink damage. It's definitely fine. We have access to like naturalizes in this deck, which isn't bad. In fact, that might be a better... Isn't there a... No, I'm thinking that rotated. I was thinking instead of Plummet, there might be a card that destroys a flying creature and an enchantment or an artifact. Might be a little bit better. I'm not sure, though. But the 2 mana versus 3 mana is huge in this format. But we'll go ahead and flash in Mr. Boon Satyr. And next turn we either have Horizon Chimera or a Briarpack Alpha kill the Fiendslayer Paladin. Triton Tactics is actually really good too. So we have a lot of options here. As we can untap our dude, give him +3/+0, and block his Fiendslayer Paladin. So in the driver's seat, I think with the... Yeah, 5 lands is perfect. Triton Tactics is perfect here as well. I most likely will just go for Briarpack Alpha. Yep. And if he has an answer for it, he has an answer for it. But doesn't look like any lightning strike here. He's got to use it right now. And it resolves. So we'll be able to block Fiendslayer Paladin. I mean, he could use it right now, give it first strike, and then that way he still gets... That's actually a better play, is hold the lightning strike. But then it's 3 damage to me, though. No, so yeah, that'd be pointless to hold Lightning Strike. Brave the Elements gives it protection from green, but my guy will still survive. He will gain some life, but it's a card out of his hand, and he still has the Spear of Heliod. Mana up, which definitely makes me think twice for attacking in. If I care. No, okay, he's going to cast anything anyway. He's going to cast an Imposing Sovereign, which is actually really good versus my deck. It's a 3-2, huh? Yep, that's going to change things. And a Soldier of the Pantheon. Look at that. So he unloads his hand here. Good news is I have Triton Tactics. And another Boon Satyr, which that's actually awesome because that allows me to do this. Attacking with both of these. See if he wants to block the Soldier Pantheon. Sweet. This is even better. So we Triton Tactics here with the +0/+3. So I could see a concession here. I really could. He gets 2 for 1 there. I still have the Boon Satyr. I still have a Simic Charm. Now I'm wishing I wouldn't have Breeding Pooled into play tap because I could always Horizon Chimera. Might just be a Simic Charm bounce as Fiendslayer Paladin. And do not know why he did that because they are both legendary. So that was really, really, really pointless. So for a split second, the Fiendslayer Paladin was a 4/4. I don't know if he recognized that. And again, we will just flash in a Boon Satyr. And even if he has a Brave the Elements, we can Simic Charm, and get in there for 11. So do it right now. It gives me information if he has a Brave the Elements or not. And okay, so we will definitely attack in with these guys. Gets him down to an 11. And we have the Horizon Chimera mana up or a Simic Charm. Most likely Simic Charm end of turn. Or we'll do Horizon Chimera end of turn. I think it gives us better options. So you can cast the Fiendslayer Paladin, and that actually, Fiendslayer Paladin completely shuts me down. Imposing Sovereign. Geez, I don't care. I really don't care. So he's got a Fiendslayer Paladin that he has to cast here. So he's keeping the Spear of Heliod up to kill anything that does damage. I don't even need to bounce this. He's dead on board by even blocking a Boon Satyr. So it depends on how he I mean, I can just actually give the one that he blocks trample. Or doesn't block. I mean, either way. Yeah, we'll just do this just in case he has something. Keeps it alive. I guess it doesn't give trample, does it? That's a Selesnya Charm. I was thinking this gave it trample. Oh well, that's still 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Whoops. Oh well. Not bad. We Essence Scatter. Misplay there on my part. Thinking that was Selesnya Charm. Alright, and we can Essence Scatter the... This is going to kill the Chimera, but we'll Essence Scatter the Fiendslayer Paladin. Yep, that's fine. So, I mean, he could go Fiendslayer Paladin if he had 2 of them in his hand. But I'm sure he wants to keep up mana. He needs a mana, and... I mean, Fiendslayer Paladin, Chain of the Rocks, that is fine. On the... Probably Boon Satyr is my guess. So, Yeah, it could be over if I just gave +3/+3 to one of my dudes. And then he's also going to cast Fiendslayer Paladin here, which gets Essence scattered, and I'm sure the concession follows after this. Yep. All right, so pretty easy matchup, actually. Too much bounce. I think it's perfect for, like I said, if it's not a blitz aggro strategy, this deck is very good against it. All right, we'll play at least one more. This is Kevin with GatherMagic.com. Thanks for watching.